And defenders now just dedicated themselves to pay for the environmental impact statement. And an environmental impact statement is needed by law before any species can be reintroduced into a particular area. There was one done for Yellowstone in Idaho and other various areas for other species as well as the wolf.
Wow. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, really.
Greg, I said that you were pro-wolf.
Yes, I am.
Explain.
Well, I feel the same way as Joe, that the wolf should be reintroduced into the Adirondack Park. I mean, to people who camp out and who like the wilderness, there's something missing, and the wolf is missing. The wolf is part of nature. It belongs there. I mean, several years ago, a buddy and myself, we went to Minnesota to see the wolves in the wild. Unfortunately, we didn't see any. And as far as time and finances to keep going back to Minnesota to see the wolf in the wild, it's very hard. So I feel if Joe's organization, once I found out about his organization, I want to get involved with it.
Great.
That's why I came right down. And I think if it works out, people on the Northeast, people on Long Island like myself, can travel 5-6 hours up north, camp out, in hopes to see a wolf in the wild.
You're talking 6,000 acres. I mean, 6
million.
6 million
That's a
acres.
lot.
That's a lot of acres. How many wolves do you feel that are going to be put into the Adirondacks, or would you like in the Adirondacks?
Well, Greg and I were talking about this before. There's an estimation that they would put anywhere from 300 to 400 wolves. I personally feel that an initial reintroduction, that would be too many. I think that they should only put about 150. And strategically, there's reasons for that. You know, you want to put less. Well, first of all, in an area, any type of reintroduction is an experiment, any type. And the biggest part of the experiment is keeping the animals in the Adirondacks. And they did that very successful in Yellowstone, in Idaho. They had a soft release and a hard release. The soft release was where the animals were encaged for 3 weeks, and the hard release was where they just released them.
Will there be a possible danger to humans if they do put them out?
There's never been a person killed by a wolf in the United States or in Canada, ever. People have been killed by moose, people have been killed by dogs, people have been killed by cows, people have been killed by raccoons. There's never been a case of a wolf killing a human being in Canada or the United States. There was one attack in Algonquin Park in 1990, but when you look at the statistical evidence of what took place, you can understand what happened. And that was after wolves give birth to their young, after like 3 months, they call it a rendezvous site. They start taking the wolves around to different areas. And it just so happened that there was a canoer, and he was walking from one site to another, and he stumbled upon the den site. And he went up to the den site to feed the puppies. That was a stupid thing.
Right.
And mind you, wolves can crush a moose's leg. They can literally crush a moose's leg. This person was not killed. None of his bones were injured.
Right.
He didn't even get stitches. So if that animal wanted to severely damage or injure this person, it could have done so. All it was trying to tell the human was stay away from my puppies.
Yeah,
Which is
protection.
understandable. I mean, any parent would want to protect their child.
Right.
So it's doing the same thing.
Most of the confrontations in the wild with any kind of animal, it's the same thing. Man has to go over and investigate where he doesn't belong. And naturally, you know, they're afraid of men, they're shy of men, but they know man is danger, man is death.
Right.
And that's how they look
Right.
at it.
Well, because there's so much, you know, I guess myth about the wolf. You have
Right.
the werewolf, you
Yes.
know, Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have
Yes.
all these little myths that come along in our lives
Sure.
that say, hey, gee, stay away from wolves because they're going to bite us and kill us, and which is wrong because even with the deers, right? How many wolves kill deers?
Proportionately, and I'm not against hunters, but proportionately, in fact, we would like hunters to come to our organization if they're pro-predators, if they want a healthy ecosystem. In Wisconsin, in 1994, hunters were responsible for 40,000 deer kills. In the same site, in the same area in northern Wisconsin, where there are 80 wolves, there were 1,500 deer killed by those wolves. So if hunters are actually afraid that the deer population is going to diminish by wolves being there, it's a misnomer. If anything, it's going to increase the body mass of the deer, and it's going to make it more challenging for the hunter to hunt deer.